So Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light is being translated and sold on the eShop for $6. And they were selling physical collector's editions for $50. In the collector's edition, there was like a Nintendo Power collectible, an art book, an NES cartridge, and a couple other things. However, it was sold out in minutes, this physical copy. And those copies were put up on eBay shortly after by scalpers. There are some quality of life improvements in the game, like rewinding if you make a mistake, which is basically just cheating in Fire Emblem. I don't know why you would do that. And fast forwarding, because these games are.
Whoa! You're telling me you don't reset? What? Like when you're playing Fire Emblem, you've never reset your system so your characters don't die.
Yeah, that's why Fire Emblem games are 120 hours long instead of just 60 hours long. I'll fail a mission and like somebody that like I've been bringing on like the whole time and have been trying to romance and like have a baby with one of my other characters, they die, and then you just have to reset and redo the mission even though you were like about to kill the last guy and you were impatient. You send in your troops. It's like those games are great.
Yeah, I love those games.
But yeah, that's the playtime that is recorded is not necessarily the playtime in which you actually play it. It's like shiny hunting sometimes. It's like, how many hours of Ultrasun or in Ultrasun do I actually have?
Mine probably be maxed out.
Yeah, just like 999. So yeah, so it has some quality of life stuff like rewinding and fast forwarding. Like you can fast forward the enemy movements because I think they're slower or something. So they give you the option to like make it better and less like you're playing a super, super old video game. But the thing that I'm the most confused about and I really want to talk to you guys about, and I really just want to get this opinion on the internet, is that people are like, their minds are being blown that this game is being translated. And it's like, oh, it's the first time ever in the West this game's coming. It's like, yeah, the first time this Famicom version's coming over, and it's like it being like an NES game. But like Shadow Dragon on the Nintendo DS, the remaster, exists, and I own it, and I've played a significant portion of it. So like it's not the first time this story is being told here with who's Martha's the protagonist, right?
Protagonist, yeah.
Yeah,
so it was remade or remastered.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just like ported to the DS.
Yeah, it was completely remade, like as a DS game. Yeah, and it's great. It plays great. It's a super good game.
I don't know. I guess the whole preservation of history of video game history that'll get me excited. Right. But
I'm on board with that. That's a good excuse. Or a good justification for people's excitement is like the preservation, or it's like to have played the original or whatever, without.
But I don't know. I wasn't like hyped. Well, I guess I was hyped when they, put the Virtual Console on the Wii. Like that was a huge deal. That was a huge deal. When you could play, the original Super Mario Brothers from the NES, even though they ported it to, the GBA and the SNES,
the NES classics.
Yeah. So it was. I mean, I could see that. I didn't realize there was that many Fire Emblem fans, honestly.
I mean, there must be so many because Sakurai is.
I guess it's just the way they worded it, because they said like the first time ever. So that kind of like, like this is cool that we're getting it, and like I'm sure like there are a lot of Fire Emblem fans that have never played this this game that are like want to play it, but I guess the wording was just kind of awkward.
Also, you can stumble through this game because it's on the Japanese NES Online service on the Switch.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, that's what I don't. That's what I don't understand. Why didn't they just put it on the NES service in America instead of charging you $6?
Because John, that would be a consumer-friendly thing for Nintendo to do, and
What's
they
that?
don't do that.
When have they done that?
They don't do that. So, besides the fact that this game has already been remastered and on DS, and I've already played it in English, so I'm not super hyped to play it like with way worse graphics and worse gameplay. The cutscenes and the music and everything, everything is just so cool on that DS version. I just feel like it's just being swept under
now
the rug.
I kind of want to try the DS version. That sounds cool.
Yeah, you should check it out. I actually found a copy of it for not that expensive at a retro store. But yeah, it's dope. I think so. My question was, are you guys Fire Emblem fans, like in general? I kind of know where John comes from with the Fire Emblem world, but I don't. I feel like I've recommended Fire Emblem to Camilo, just because there's so many waifus and things. I think that's something that you might be into.
Yeah, I mean, I've like seen gameplay and I've watched people played it. I'm not really into the tactical thing.
Mm-hmm. It's so good though.
It is really good.
Like I don't even like. I wasn't really even into like the Mario and Rabbids thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't
That's
think.
a
I mean
little different.
That's like the most niche game in the entire world. Like it's because there's like the XCOM games. I just feel like Fire Emblem doesn't really play like that.
No.
I think that like there's this type of strategy game that's like XCOM and Rabbids, and like those live in their own little world, like whatever genre you want to call that. XCOM likes, and then I don't know, like. Is Fire Emblem and then are Advance Wars? Is that like kind of like that? Like, would they be like Fire Emblem likes? Where they're kind of like in
Advance
that type
Wars
of strategy?
Advance Wars was made by Intelligent Systems, which is the makers of Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem.
Right, and then there's that new indie game. Well, it's not new anymore, but Wargroove would maybe fit into that category.
Yeah, they're called
so
like strategy RPGs or something, right?
Oh, interesting.
Because there's RPG elements in these games. Like
my god, there's like romance options. There's
the leveling system itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's
fishing,
leveling,
and everything has fishing in it.
There's gear.
I just feel like it's like one of those games that you have to like be super invested into, and I feel like I have enough of those games already.
I mean, I think Three Houses, the storyline was like 80 hours. For each house, I think. So there's 3 houses, and if you want to do all the storylines, it's like
Didn't they add a 4th
hours.
house?
Oh yeah, they added with the DLC they added another house,
which is like, I just think that's just so funny
it's
that
the
they
Harry
would name
Potter
it 3 houses,
game.
add it, and add four houses. Like, just name it something else. Like, I don't get it.
4 houses.
4 houses.
I think I'm gonna get this. I wanted to get the collector's edition, so to the earlier point that it sold out really quickly. I saw a tweet by I don't know Wario64 or something.
Right, they have good info,
and it was it was live on GameStop, and the tweet was like a minute. And so I went to GameStop, put it in my cart, got all the way to the checkout, and then it said, "Nope, you don't have it. It's not in your cart anymore. It's sold out."
I think that's how. I don't want to spoil my secrets, but I think isn't that how we all got our PS5s?
Well, Wario 64.
Yeah,
I think
you
so.
can. Whoever's editing this can bleep this out if you want to.
Yeah.
Let's see. Will I be getting it? I'm going to ask myself that question. I will only get this if I can get my hands on the physical collector's edition. I'm not interested in playing the $6 remake when I can just play my DS version. Which
It's so nice.
Probably superior.
It's so like the picture of everything you get is so nice.
It's beautiful. Especially for somebody like my system. My first system was an NES. Like, who doesn't want like a cool collectible NES cart? Like, that looks so cool. Which I think talking about the collector's edition, and just to reiterate, it comes with a Nintendo Power collectible, an art book, the NES cartridge, and I think just like some other like literature. That's kind of what this image looks like. Oh, it's got like an NES box as well.
Yeah,
in addition to the cartridge.
And then
that's so cool.
Yeah, the cartridge is like clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool set.
Comes with I think a digital game code because
it's like 30 megabytes.
Yeah, I doubt they'll make a cart for that.
No Switch cart for that. You're not making money off a $6 game. All right. So, with all of the effort that they put into that box set, why of I'm just so confused with the. So this is the what anniversary of Fire Emblem? 30th.
35th,
So
I think. Isn't it?
30. It's
Oh,
the
it is 30.
30th.
It is 30.
30th anniversary of Fire Emblem. 35th anniversary of Super Mario Bros. But they get a crazy cool box set for Fire Emblem. But when you bought Super Mario All Stars, you got a cart of games that just had resolution bumps.
In just
So,
like a very generic looking.
Yeah, a very generic looking case that doesn't have original artwork on it at all. It's
Yeah.
just literally the box arts from the other games.
Yeah.
And
untouched frame rates.
yeah, untouched frame rates. Actually, isn't it a worse frame rate because wasn't Galaxy 60 and now it's 30?
No, it's still 60.
Oh, it is still 60?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I noticed because it's the only one in 60.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't know why they just like why wouldn't you put Sunshine in 60?
Because they knew that was gonna sell no matter what. They probably are thinking, we
Right,
gotta
but like how
actually-
hard is it? How hard is it to put the game in 60 though? Like it's an emulator. Just say output in 60.
I don't know, copy and paste.
Well, I
it's
think
just-
they can't just they would have to adjust stuff because sometimes things run wonky when you just tweak the frame rate.
So
Right.
so they would have had to put some effort into the games.
Yeah, that's a shame. $60.
Yeah.
And you got nothing. No art book, no NES carts, no 64 carts,
They didn't even
no
really do
GameCube
anything.
mini discs.
They didn't do any special releases, did they? I guess they had those.
I mean, they did Super Mario 35.
Yeah, but a collector's edition thing.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
You can buy it, and then it's not on sale anymore. So, John, you were mentioning that this is a limited release. When does it stop being sold?
March 31st. It's the same thing as
Like everything else?
Like everything else.
I think it's just that's because that's the end of the fiscal year.
Yeah, but why? What's happening?
I don't know,
I
man.
just don't understand what's
Wait,
happening.
so that's the both the digital and this physical thing?
That's the way I
physical
read
thing's
it.
probably gonna be...
But I don't know if it's true. I mean, you're not going to be able to get the physical
Yeah, so it
version
doesn't say.
by then anyway. But if it is the digital version, that doesn't make any sense because the argument that people were having with Mario 3D All Stars is they were going to split them up and sell them separately. This is one game,
Right.
unless maybe they're putting it on the NES online at that time.
Maybe.
But that
Yeah,
seems like
maybe.
a very shady thing to do.
I don't know.
And not tell
It's
us.
only $6, and you get it months in advance if that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think they're coming out with a new Switch. Sticking with my theory.
Well, what does that do with this?
The March 31st thing. Everything is
So a new
stopped.
Switch affects game availability?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Because that was my theory
I think
before.
they're coming out with the Switch too, but I don't understand why that would affect this.
Because they want to focus all their efforts on selling new games. I don't know.
Maybe that's their new business model. Make everything a limited release.
Dude, can you imagine?
You want Breath of the Wild 2? You only could buy it between November 10th and November
and 12th.
30th.
You have 2 days. Get your ass in the
now.
store.
Get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know if it's one of their weird ploys to inflate demand.
I mean, they're so notorious for that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be I would believe that in an instant.
It's just weird that everything, pretty much all the new things that they announced are like that, or these special editions, and they don't tell us why.
Tell me why.
Mario 35's going away. Why? There's no need for that.
I know. I've finally been playing it. Can't get past second. Oh,
This Fire Emblem doesn't make any sense. I mean, I could see them splitting up the 3D collection, but other than that,
I think it's because
know.
I think they're gonna be replacing Mario. I mean the 35 thing with something else.
Mm-hmm.
Zelda 35?
Yeah, something with Zelda.
But why? Like, it can't be.
I mean,
taking
I
up that
guess-
much server
well-
space.
The only thing, though, I guess you could say is that the limited release is that these things that have limited release are things that are anniversary editions. So they don't want to sell the anniversary editions like indefinitely because it's like, what's the point of celebrating the anniversary edition if it's not a limited release?
Good point. I mean, that they did that with Mario 25th, I think. The one with the
Mario All Stars on the Wii.
Yeah, All Stars on the Wii. I think they had two
that,
separate
red
releases.
Box?
Yeah, I think they had two separate releases.
Well, because they released it as like that. It came in like the cardboard box as like the anniversary edition, but then like I don't know if it was like a few years later they released it as like a Nintendo Select at like $20, but it was just like the Nintendo Select case.
Yeah, I've seen both of those in the wild.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that these are limited editions, or these are 30. Like next year will be the 36th anniversary of Mario. So like, why?
Yeah, so why are we still celebrating?
Like April 1st would be like the new fiscal year, so it would be the 36th. Yeah, I can see that. I think they'll have a separate release though. I don't know. It's just odd. It's weird.
I'm going to go back real quick because we should finish up the story, but for real, why, with Mario being the mascot of Nintendo, did we not get something better? Do you think this because of COVID and like they were just trying to get it rushed out?
I mean, it's possible, but it's also...
I think it was... Well, I think it was we were supposed to get it... Like, if everything was normal, I thought we were going to get like the Mario 3D All-Stars in the summer, and then we would have gotten the 3D World as like the holiday game.
Okay, that makes sense because their holiday, like, as much as people are like, oh yeah, like Pikmin and what is it, Hyrule Warriors 2?
Yeah,
like Hyrule Warriors 2 is not a holiday game. It's a game I'm buying and it's a game I'm excited for, but like that game is not like a system seller. Like that's not a game that like. If I was a casual Switch owner and like as an 8-year-old and didn't really know anything about Zelda and my parents got me that game, I would be like, what is this game? You know? I would be confused by it. But if Mario 3D World Ultimate Super Duper Deluxe Edition, whatever BS they're calling this that's more of like
Fury.
What's that? Bowser's a furry. Yeah, I don't know. Like that is so much more of like a bundle Christmas gift that like I would think of somebody getting for Christmas than Link and his little new like guardian companion thing.
Hyrule Warriors is like it's like kind of niche, but I do think it's gonna pull in some more like people that maybe just played Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I think it's gonna sell pretty well. It's probably gonna sell, 3, 4, 5 million copies.
It's gonna outpace. I bet it will sell more copies than the Wii U version and the 3DS version and the Switch version of the original game.
Oh yeah,
easy. I think that because they're not really marketing it as Hyrule Warriors. It's more of a Breath of the Wild
BOTW prequel.
Prequel, yeah.
Okay, so I will say one more. I just want to wrap up my thought about the Mario thing that I'm so annoyed about. I will give them a little bit of a pass in that COVID, so everyone gets a pass because of COVID. But also they released the car, like the Mario Kart car. They did Mario 35. They're doing Bowser's Fury. Like they did a lot of things. Like they did the pins that were a total debacle, but like they did do a bunch of different stuff. It's not like
they're doing like a lot of like little things too, like in Splatoon and Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, they did do a bunch of stuff. I feel like, Mario 3D All-Stars was like the big thing, and it was like kind of just the game with upreses. But it's like, yeah, they also did like 14 other things. So like, I don't want to just
the Game and Watch 2 that's coming out.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah,
comes out in like a week and a half.
Is that thing expensive?
I forget the price of it.
I think it's $50. I might be wrong.
That's too much.
But you couldn't pre-order it, so good luck.
hey, maybe I can get one. I don't want one though. Of all that stuff, I mean, I cannot believe the Mario cars are $100.
Dude, I bought one.
Yeah, how is it?
I haven't really played it, but the only reason I bought one is because it was so hard to freaking find one.
Yeah.
Like I was actually driving around to stores again. I felt like I was amiibo hunting.
Oh gosh, I remember those days. Well, on that note, we're not really talking about Fire Emblem anymore. I wish that I could just, when games come out, Nintendo, when you release something, I wish I just had a normal amount of time in which to purchase the item.
Yeah.
That is my main complaint. I think it's cool. I'm glad people are excited about this. I have my own copy already on a different system that I think is better. But my main complaint is that I really think Nintendo needs to stop this like artificial short supply to like up the demand and sell out.
It's called it's artificial demand or artificial.
Yeah, what is it called?
I think it's artificial demand.
Yeah, it's
it's
artificial.
Oh, artificial scarcity. That's it.
Okay, artificial scarcity. I'm still sticking with my statement.
Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the other stories this week and let us know how you felt about this story down in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. Talk to you all next time.